This is just going to be a little kind of a bit of a discussion on what we sometimes call in repairs chasing the rabbit down a hole, or chasing your tail, or pick any words that you want that basically mean the same thing. But it's where you start doing a repair and one path leads you, or any kind of job. If you're an IT person, it could be writing a piece of software, and one job leads you down the path of another and another and another, and before you know it, you spent several hours trying to fix something and got nowhere. And today what I want to do is I want to talk about this this AR3 here. Now this is an AR3 that lives in a System 1 cab, or sometimes you'll see them in a Paperboy upright, or there's a few places that they're used. Now this has been fixed and modified. Before it had this test button embedded on the board, and it was vertical, so what I've done, it was broken off. What I've done with it is fix it on vertical like that, because when it sits in the cab it actually sits that way up. The other thing I've also done is added this volume control, because in my Road Blasters cabinet there's a mod being done and somebody put a very thick 27 watt wire wound pot on the end of the volume and convert it to mono. And the reason they convert it to mono, which is kind of the purpose of this video, was because this had blown. Now this is a TDA2030. If I can get the camera to focus on it okay. I'm hoping I can get that. This is a TDA2030. It's an 8 watt car audio type amplifier. It's 5-leg device, and if you can see it properly and clearly, you will see that part of it is blown out. So something has gone catastrophically wrong inside this device at some point, and it has blown basically. And so you would think that a simple replacement for this would be the case. Not quite the avenue that it led me down, and it was actually this one, this TDA2030 here, that had blown out. This was the left channel. The right channel was working fine. Anybody who's played this machine at any events, it was down at Blackpool pending a PCB repair. Couldn't quite get it to come up and stay up for long enough for us to actually run it. So I popped in a brand new, or what I thought was a brand new TDA2030 out of a pile of them that say 2030s on them in a nice little strip, and I fire it up and I start getting audio through that channel, except it comes up and it dies. So it goes very quiet. So I start lifting it. Well, there must be another component that's wrong, so I go popping all the way, and this is the circuit that we're talking about around here, and the input comes in and you go, oh right, well I'll try there and I'll try there, and you start lifting components, and let's see if I can get that just better in camera. So you start lifting components and testing and metering and changing parts out and things like that, and still get nowhere. And then you lift a capacitor out and suddenly the sound comes back and you're like, well, that capacitor must be wrong then. So you meter the capacitor and the capacitor's absolutely fine. And before you know it, 4 hours has gone on doing this. And it's actually turned out to be that the tube that I was using of TDA2030s was badly labelled. And they were actually TDA2002s, which are used on an AR2 and various other games as well. Same 8 watt amplifier, same pin configuration. But with a small amplifier circuit, you have a number of configuring components that set gain levels and output adjustments and so on. So this, the 2002 that I was feeding it, was getting audio absolutely fine, and I could see that on the scope. But it wasn't getting any output because other components were adjusting it badly. And of course, yes, I could have read the diagrams and read the schematics for the 2002 and all the rest of it, and figured out how to reconfigure it, but in the end it just came down to nicking a 2030 off this spare AR3 that I had. You know, you go for new components that you've got stock first, so I've borrowed one off that one, and it works absolutely fine. But what I wanted to say to everybody was, I was caught out by by my own visual disability problems. I couldn't read the damn chip component, and I go off what I've labelled the component rails that little plastic sheaths have, and I'd labelled it 2002, and all the other ones, all of them in there are 2002s, and they're all working absolutely fine. And I even popped the 2002 I had in this into a 2002 circuit on an AR2, and it works still, so I haven't blown anything up. And if I have, okay, so I've lost a couple of quid on a chip, you know, may bad. Check your components and follow your gut instinct. If a component's got the guts blown out of it, and I think I was being more cautious because of the damage to this component and having a big crater at the side of it, I was being way cautious because of that. That I was thinking that maybe something was shorted, but I metered every pin and every pin was open, so there was no short to ground on anything. There were, all the power rails were feeding it correctly, and because the other circuits, it's identical. They're just, a stereo amplifier is just two mono amplifiers basically. So anyway, just if you come to do a repair, no matter what it is, whether it's arcade or whether it's audio or car or anything, check your components first. Get out a magnifying glass if you need to, read the schematics. That's a TDA2030. It might look the same as another one, and you might even start looking, I'm certain I saw it say 2030 on the chip when I scrutinised it, and I normally get out the 20x magnifier that I have up here somewhere, that's not to hand right now, but I have a magnifier that does 20 times normal vision, which you can then crawl all over micro circuits. I've got to get myself a soldering microscope for here. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say on this little video. It's just a little added video, hopefully. So this 2030 has been sat here, this AR3 has now been sat here since Monday, waiting to be picked up and taken back to the arcade, and it's just time for everybody at the moment. Unfortunately, everybody's busy, and we've got NERG this coupling weekend, so this will probably end up having to come in a transit trunk with me and be fitted on site. Not how I kind of like to work, and you're kind of you're setting yourself up for a whole pile of failure when you do that. So if you're going to do any repairs at all, just a quick repair advice tip: don't do repairs on site unless you're confident about doing it. I know I won't attempt a PCB repair, a monitor repair on site unless it's something I absolutely know. And try and get your components back in the things, and also check what components you're using. Well, that's it. We're not going to talk about anything else on this little video. I just wanted to say that. So a little kind of go warn yourself, go watch yourself when you're doing these sort of things. And this is going to be completely unedited and all the rest of it. So if you like, anyway, thank you very much, by the way, for the people who are following us and the new subscribers that I've had recently on this channel. And thank you very much to all those people. Please keep spreading the word. Do click the old thumbs up button at the bottom of the video, and it takes 1 second to give it a share. If you'll share some picture of some cat or some puppy dog on Facebook, why not share a video as well? I know it's sort of kind of like letting out the geek side of you, that you might like some of this stuff, but you know, don't try the sheep mentality and follow everybody else. Be individual. If you like it, share it. Until next time, so hit the old subscribe button if you want to keep up to date and have more videos dropped in your inbox from time to time. There's plenty more coming, including quite a feature length sort of video on Mood Patrol and the same system on that. Until the next video, I'll see you all soon. Bye.